So good afternoon to you, everyone. Please confirm for me if you can hear me very loud and clear.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please. We can hear you loudly and clear.
I can hear you.
Thank you. All right, so good afternoon once again, and welcome to our class, Relationship Marketing Strategy and Entrepreneurship. We are continuing from where we left off from last week. And today we are going the next step to understand how do we identify business opportunities and generate a lot of ideas that can help us to become entrepreneurs. But before we do that, I would like to take a few recaps from what we left off from last week. What do you remember? What were some of the aha moments for you? What is that really got you? That got you thinking? Please raise your hands and give us some answers. Please raise your hands and give us some answers. What do you remember from last week? And please don't forget, we are building on gradually. If you're not following us, you are going to be in big trouble very soon. One step at a time. What do you remember from last week? Please raise your hand and give us some answers. Please raise your hands and give us some answers. I am waiting. Oh, give us some answers. What do you remember from last week? All right, so let me start mentioning names. Again, before I start mentioning the names, please add your index numbers to your name. I'm taking attendance. Please add your index numbers to your names, or your names to your index numbers. I'm seeing only names here. I'm seeing only index numbers too. I'm not too sure who they are. So please put the two together, your name and then your index number. All right, so let me speak to Belinda Dede Lawe. Belinda, what do you remember from last week? Belinda Dede Lawe. And again, I'll tell you that if I mention your name 3 times and you don't respond, my assumption is that you've just logged in and you're not in class. You don't get attendance mark for it. And my attendance to class is 10 marks straight. 10 marks straight. It goes add up to continuous assessment. And I'll tell you, I told you last time when we met, attendance is very, very important to me. All right, so Benita, kindly go ahead. Please go ahead. Belinda, what do you remember from last week?
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Belinda.
All right.
Please, we are waiting for you. Share with us what you remember from last week's lecture. All right, let's go to somebody else. Let's go to Charles Obo. Charles, what do you remember from last week? Mr. Charles Obo, what do you remember from what we discussed last week? Charles Obo, are you in class? All right. Let's go to Sandra Yacha. Sandra. Sandra, what do you remember from last week? Okay. Belinda Sando, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So last week we first looked about some challenges in the healthcare system, like some challenges that makes patients dissatisfied with our services. And I remember we talked about the no best syndrome, then some attitudes of nurses, and also some negligence of medical, the health professionals also. Then we came to talk about the differences between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. So we said that an entrepreneur is someone who identifies a problem and finds a solution to that problem. Then an intrapreneur is also someone who identifies a problem and finds solution to the problem. But with an entrepreneur, they work alone, like they establish their own businesses, but an intrapreneur works within an existing organization. So we came to we looked about some differences between them. We said the entrepreneur starts their own business or their own organization, where an intrapreneur starts initiatives within an existing organization. Then the entrepreneur proceed their own resources, like they provide or they procure their own resources, where the intrapreneur, their resources is being provided by the company they work for. And an entrepreneur is an independent person, where an intrapreneur is a dependent person. And then we talked about stages of becoming an intrapreneur or an entrepreneur. We said that you first have to make a conscious decision. Then you have to generate an idea to become one. Then you validate that idea. Then you plan the business. Then the last part, you launch the business. Thank you.
Belinda, very good students. Thank you so much. I think you paid really good attention last week when we were having this conversation. I'm grateful. I wish I have more of you in class. It makes me much more exciting. I'm excited to even do more. Thank you. Let's go to Cynthia. Cynthia, thank you very much for raising your hand. Can you mute your microphone? Cynthia, your hand is up. Cynthia.
The name is Otilia.
Otilia. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
What am I saying?
Okay, so
Oh, Otilia.
basically,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I also remember most of the things Belinda said. We said an entrepreneur is a person that identifies a problem. So in providing a solution to the problem, you make money out of it. And we talked about an entrepreneur who is usually someone working with an organization and identifies a problem, and then they find a solution to it. So as she has differentiated between them, an entrepreneur is a risk taker, an independent person, and then you reap the benefits of the solution you have provided to the problem. So whatever benefit comes with it, it goes to the entrepreneur. But being an entrepreneur, you are relying on an organization. So you are not independent. You are dependent on the organization. So the risks and the benefits equally goes to the organization, and you don't take decisions alone. It's based on the organization as well. So that's what I'll add up to what Sister Belinda has said. Thank you, sir.
Otilia, you touched my heart this morning. Thank you very much, Otilia. You guys are really listening. Thank you. All right, so today we are going to continue our conversation, unless anybody else has something to add. Anybody wants to add something to it that's not said? Does anybody have something to add? All right. By the way, I want to say thank you to all of you who made time to join us last week, Thursday, for our discussion. And I'm grateful. I'll be very glad that all those who are able to join on Thursdays, kindly also, if you can, add your index number to when you join. I want to identify that you're a student and acknowledge you as such. Yeah, thank you very much. And for me, that's an extension of the discussion that we have every time. And I'll be very glad that you join, because it does not only talk about the theories, but I invite professionals who understand exactly what they're saying to share their experiences with us. So please make time to join us every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m., and then let's have the conversation together. I'm going to share some of the recordings to you. By the time we finish this discussion, I'll tell you what to do with the recording that we had the last time. All right. So thank you. I'm grateful. And I'll tell you something that happened this week also from that very soon. Sammy, please go ahead. Can you mute your microphone?
Yes, last week, I remember we talked also about the concept of entrepreneurship. Sorry, I don't know whether my colleagues have said anything about that. I'm sorry, I just heard you ask what we learned last weekend. Last weekend, yeah.
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead. Say it. Don't worry.
Okay, so you mentioned something about the importance of entrepreneurship is that it takes to make, any observed problem which has been, any observed problem which has been turned into an innovative solution, make the situation better, make it easier, make it also cheaper and faster as well as convenient. And I think you coined that thing with something called like in ER something. I don't really remember what you said about that, but basically you sought to say that be entrepreneurial is that you are bringing a facelifting to an already existing problem, but in a much easier in a much better, a cheaper, and a faster way.
Nice. Sammy, thank you very much also. You really listened last week. Thank you. All right, so the reason why I would like you guys to continue to join us on Thursday is an experience that happened to us this week. So this week, a lady that has been following us since we started this program some years ago came in with her husband. Apparently, we had a training program some time ago, and somebody else came for the program, and the person connected her to this Thursday programs. Both couples have lost their jobs. One was working with GN Bank, another one, the husband was working with UT Bank, I think so. So they both didn't have anything. They jump onto this program on Thursdays, and today these guys do mashke in Accra. They sell at Legon, and they've sold. The two of them are not working for anybody else, but they are just selling a mashke as their main business, full brand, and they are making money. They drove in here with their own, and even told me they even started bought a property, bought the land, and they're going to start building all from the mashke. And they only came to just say thank you to us for just teaching us every Thursday. In fact, what they even said is that they've taken the Thursday training, the Thursday program as like their business school. And that's where they learn a lot to be able to build their businesses. And for me, it was humbling. I can only say thank you to God for using this platform to help at least one couple, if I don't know anybody at all, one couple to recharge their life, shape their life, and take again charge of their lives. And today they can feed their families and they can take care of themselves. Buying a car from this idea and then starting to build a house out of this. For me, this is humbling, and I thank God that He's using us to do the little we can to help humanity. So I'll kindly urge of all of you, please. I know it's not easy, but anybody who is will determine to find time what they really want to do. So I want to say thank you to all of you who join us every Thursday, and I'm very grateful. From the bottom of my heart, I'm saying God bless you. Let's continue to do that and make sure that we do that. I mean, for me, one of the fears that I have is what I heard from Joshua Selman. Joshua Selman is a preacher in Nigeria from the Koinonia Assembly. And he said something to me. He said something one time when I was listening to him that really got me thinking that I need to set up. He said that God wants us to create wealth. God wants everybody. God desire for every human being is to do well, is to progress in life. And especially when it comes to financial management, financial issues, God wants everybody to be able to create enough wealth to take care of themselves, take care of the kingdom business, and also take care of other people who might not have the opportunity to do that. That really touched me. But what he said again, that really got me thinking, has really been a motivation factor for me, is that he says that if you don't create wealth, and I say this to all of us, if we don't create wealth, if we don't work hard, we don't find the opportunities to make money, technically, three things will happen to us. Number one, you are going to steal to live. Number two, you are going to compromise on your personal values to live. And number three, you are going to lie to live. These three things really, really, really challenged me. And it's true. I mean, I've compromised on my personal values several times in my life. And from that point on, I said, no, I'm not going to do that again. There are things I shouldn't have done, but I did because I needed money to do something. And I'm sure all of you on the call would testify to the same fact that, I mean, as human beings, there are things that under normal circumstances, you would have done that. But because you needed some resources to take care of something, you have to compromise. And I don't know if you was on the class when I told you about the lady who came to my office some years ago that I helped her to start this cocoa and rice and indomie business some years ago. This lady told me that if she needed money to take care of her kids the next day, she has to go and sleep with her boyfriends. And if they give her the money, she has to pay for the money that night. She said to me that these are things she doesn't want to do, but because of survival, because of the survival of her kids, she has to compromise because other than that, there's no way the kids were going to eat. But thankfully, when she met us and we introduced her to the power of entrepreneurship, today, this lady lives a different life altogether. And I believe strongly in entrepreneurship. And that's why I've said to you that please take this course very seriously. Number one, because you want to make your academic grades, that's no issue. But the second most important thing for me is that can you start thinking entrepreneurial so that you can identify some opportunities in what you do right now as health professionals and build a business around that. And as we go through these discussions throughout the semester, I'm going to share a lot of ideas with you. What can you do What can you leverage on? What opportunities can you tap into whilst you are still working in the facility? What are the things that you see around you that you can leverage on and start a business and start making money? Because if you don't, you will steal to survive, you will lie to survive, and you compromise on your value to survive. Let's start our conversation for today. If you're ready for me, please type ready, 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 ready. Type ready, 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 ready in the chat box. Type ready, 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 ready in the chat box. I want all of you 500 people to type ready. If I don't see all the 500 numbers typing ready, I am not starting the class today. Type ready, 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 ready. All right. So this morning, this afternoon, we are talking about recognizing opportunities and business ideas, generating ideas. Recognizing opportunities and generating ideas. The first foundation we've laid is the fact that the first stage says that you must decide to become an entrepreneur. And in deciding to become an entrepreneur, you must look out for the characteristics of entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. There are the advantages of becoming an entrepreneur and an intrapreneur, and the disadvantages of becoming an entrepreneur and intrapreneur. Based on those critical factors you consider, you come to understand that, yes, I can be one. And I told you last week that becoming an entrepreneur is a personal decision you have to make, because that road, that journey you are going to start is not easy. It's bumpy, it's risky, it's whatever you can describe. It's not easy at all to become an entrepreneur, especially when you're beginning to identify ideas that you can generate into a business. It is not an easy journey. And as a result of that, you have to sit down and carefully consider the costs involved before you start. When you start as well, it's not going to be easy, but as you stay in that game, eventually to a point, you will be able to build a very, very successful business. And I keep telling you that one of the things that I know today for myself is we starting our hyper consulting services. And I thank God that I did. Because I told you the last time that if I have not started that, I wouldn't be able to have been able to take my child to a private Catholic senior high school today. And that's what I wish for all of you. What can we learn together? What can we do together? What can we put our heads around so that we can have that opportunity to build a business around that? And that's what we're talking about. Okay, right. So what is an opportunity? Again, as what I'll ask one of you to read for us. Who wants to read? Please raise your hand and I'll allow you to read what you see on the screen. Who is my TA today? Who wants to be my TA? All right, let's go.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Please, I want to read.
Yes, Patricia. Kindly go ahead. But when you are done reading, please add your index number to your name. I beg you.
Okay, please.
All right, good. Please go ahead.
Okay, so what is an opportunity? Opportunity defined. An opportunity is a favorable set of circumstances that create a need for a new product, service, or business.
Thank you. So now you have decided to become an entrepreneur. You are passionate about starting a business, but where do you start from? The starting point is for you to identify an opportunity. Who are my class reps today? Who is the class rep for this class? Abigail, right? Abigail, is Abigail in class today? Hello, Abigail. Who are the class reps? I want to make one of you co-hosts so they can control the class for me. I don't like this distraction that comes along.
Yes, sir. Kwanzaa,
Kwanzaa, okay. Kwanzaa, hold on. Let me make you co-host. Oh, I'm not the host, so I can't do it. Our IT team, if you can make Kwanzaa, Emmanuel, free as co-host, I'll be very glad. Ben, if you are listening to me, kindly make Kwanzaa co-host. I'm not the host, I'm not able to do that. Bernard, please do that for me. All right. So, what is an opportunity? Opportunity basically means that currently there are some solutions that we have for what we are enjoying, the products we are using, the services that we are having. Everything that we have using today, we see that it is helping us. But it has availed itself to a point where we want a better version of that. When that happens, it means that it has created a favorable opportunity, a favorable circumstance, a favorable event, an activity that if we take advantage of, we can make things better. Example, I hate this class distractions. He hasn't still made Kwanzaa the co-host. All right.
So please, you are the co-host.
Yeah, I'm the co-host, but I'm not able to make anybody else co-host. I think it's the host that can make other people co-host. I wanted to make Kwanzaa or you the co-host as well, but I can't because I'm not the host. If somebody can call Ben from the IT department to do that for me, I'll be very grateful so that we can stop these distractions. All right. So now let's take an example of an opportunity. And this morning I was giving your class, your other colleagues, the example about blackboard and white chalk. At the time when all of us were in school and we're using blackboard and white chalk, it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it because I was the, in the primary schools, you would have a bucket of water in front of the class with towels and things like that. So after class, all of us would go and wash our hands and clean it before we go and eat our lunch and things like that. And I was enjoying it because I was the only troublesome guy in class who the teacher would always ask me to go and change the water when it was very dirty. So for me, I was enjoying it. So TWENEBOAH, go and fetch fresh water. Then I'll quickly run away, go and take the bucket and go and bring new water for my colleagues in my class to wash their hands. But the point there was that at the point, even though the chalk was making the students very dirty, in fact, the teachers were looking much more dirtier than today. By the time the teacher finishes teaching, he's so dirty with chalk, with all kinds of things around him. And I remember there was a time that we have to go and get charcoal, grind it and add water to it to make the blackboard much more dirty. If anybody has been on that stage before, please type me, type me in the chat box. If you ever experience where you have to get charcoal to go and make your blackboard much more blacker and then get the bucket
Yeah.
yeah, please type me. I want to see how many of us were in there. Wow, nice one.
Touch battery, the black part.
Exactly. You remember that now? Yeah, battery. Go and crack the battery, take off that thing from it, grind it, and make the blackboard much more darker. We were happy. I'm sure all of you were very happy in class. And then sometimes we will intentionally make ourselves dirty when we are going home with a chalk and all that to let our parents know that we really learned that day. I used to do that. I would make sure my dress was very dirty. My mother would beat me every single day because she felt I was not a clean boy. Look, somebody sits down and realizes that yes, even though that was okay for us at the time, somebody feels that can we make it better? And then before we could say Jack, somebody brings out a whiteboard and a marker. That's powerful. Now, what is the opportunity in there? The opportunity in there was that the blackboard and the white chalk were okay. It was solving our problems to a certain point, but there was a gap. And the gap in there needed us to make it better. Somebody thought through it again and again and realized that no, there could be a better option out of that. And by creating a whiteboard and a marker, that person also came into business. But even today, the whiteboard and the markers we are using are totally outdated. Totally outdated. I was in Kenya last year for an entrepreneurship and marketing strategy conference and at Mombasa in Kenya. And somebody, we have phones today that use stylus pen. So, and tablets like the iPad Pro, for example. So I'm sure it was like the type of the iPad Pro that has a very big tablet and was tied to the person's hand with a belt. So the tablet would not fall down. And this person would write when he wants to write, he writes on the tablet, and whatever he writes on the tablet that is tied to his hand would appear on a large, giant screen. So we're all sitting down, about 400 people in the conference room, and somebody was writing his name. Hi, my name is so and so. The name was appearing on the screen in front of us. Everybody was looking back. We didn't know where the person was. The person was way at the back, was walking from the back to the front of the stage to come and be on the stage. It was when he came on the stage, that's when I noticed that the writing. Wow. I hate this. Jennifer Boatin, please. Jennifer Boatin, please mute your microphone.
Don't worry, we will handle it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I think you made your co-host now. All right. What was I even talking about? I was talking about the conference. Good. So it was when the guy came to the stage. That's when I saw that he was actually writing from the tablet that was tied to his hand. So you see the transition from blackboard, white chalk to whiteboard and marker, and now to technology. How we can use tablet and stylus pen to write on our tablet, it appears on the screen. Now, in trying to use that to explain what opportunity is, it means that anytime that we have a solution to a specific problem, but it's not to the highest standard that we are looking for, it means that there's a favorable set of circumstances that we can take advantage of. And once we can take advantage of that, we can create a business out of that. The opposite is true. The opposite is a problem. The opposite is a challenge. And we will define a problem then that a problem is unfavorable circumstances. Unfavorable set of circumstances that also availed itself for us to find a solution to them. That means that if we find anything that is making life uncomfortable, if we find anything that is frustrating people, if we find anything that is causing people to complain, it means to me that it has also created an unfavorable set of circumstances that it is looking for a solution. And once somebody can create a solution in the form of a product or service to solve that particular problem that people are complaining about, the person now ends himself with a business idea. If I'm making sense to you so far, please type sense in the chat box. Please type sense in the chat box. If you are understanding gradually what I'm saying, please type sense in the chat box. And if you're not too clear also, please raise your hand and ask me questions for me to explain it better for you. Now, good, I'm seeing all the senses in the chat box. Now, I would want anybody who can give me an idea or a current product or service that we are using that has transitioned like the chalk, the whiteboard, and the technology that we just described. Is there any product like that that has transitioned through that? And let's see if we can find that opportunity that was in there or that problem that was in there that called for us to improve upon the situation. Anybody give me an example? Please raise your hand and then we'll see. Yeah, okay, let's go to Fidelis. Please unmute your microphone.
Yeah, thank you. I would say example is the online course or program we are doing now. And then I think everything started during the COVID-19. So during the COVID-19, all the school was closed down, and then they have no option than to switch into this online program. So now COVID-19 is over, and then online program is now helping majority of the students in this country. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Nice one, Fidelis. Yes, and that's what we are enjoying today. All right, let's go to Otilia. Thank you, Otilia, too.
I will talk about the heater that we used to use, that naked heater that used to be there. You know, at first, when you are not careful using that heater, it shocks a lot. So most people were not able to use it. But then someone realized the problem with it and then tried to identify how the best way to go about it. And now they are created heaters that are in the form of cap. And when you use it, you don't enquire such problems anymore. Thank you.
Nice one. Thank you also very much, Otilia. Nice one. All right, let's go to Mensa. Mensa, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I will, in the health setting, I want to talk about the use of the BP apparatus. At first, we used to use the manual one that you have to pump with the calf to take the BP of the patient. By now, technology has brought a digital one that you can just tie it around somebody's arm, and within seconds, you'll get the values for the person.
Thank you very much. Nice one to Mensa. All right, let's go to Belinda. Belinda, please unmute your microphone.
I cannot the folder we need to use.
Your line is not too clear. Can you please come again?
Yes, please, sorry, my network is there.
Oh, yeah, I think it's worrying you. Sorry about that. Let's go to Bobila. Bobila, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. At first, there was no even phones. They used to write letters. Then somebody came with the idea, and then keypads were out. That's the Nokia, Motorola, and all those things. So we were using them. So now we have the smartphones that are also out, that are also very, very good, and they are even advancing more.
Great. Nice one. Mobile phones and all that. Good one. I like this. Let's go to Rebecca.
Yes, sir. Please, when we come to our health system, we've stopped using folder and now transition to electronic records. Thank you.
Thank you. Have you seen how the person who invented this electronic records thing, the LIMS, is making money, he has solved the problem. He has improved upon the existing solution that we had. The record keeping was okay, but all of us could see the challenges around that. Sometimes I can't find the folder. Sometimes the folder, the person who wrote in the folder didn't write the right things in there. Somebody can steal the folder. The patient can even take the folder away without even noticing it. All kinds of issues. Somebody says, no, can we do it better now? And then with the LIMS, if we were able to now implement the LIMS project very well, everywhere that I go in this country, I can find my data in any hospital at all. Look at the benefit. Look at the opportunities in there. Let's take the last one from Susanna. Susanna, please go ahead.
Okay, sir, please, in the financial sector, we could see that at first you have to go to the bank to make withdrawals, but then the ATM evolved, and now you have to go to the bank, like get an ATM machine and withdraw the money. Now, currently, they developed the mobile apps where you can withdraw the money straight into your phone and get it from an agent, and also the short code where you can use to withdraw money and deposit into your account. Thank you.
Very good. So you see how people are thinking to bring solutions. And the question I'm asking all of us in this class is that, are we thinking that much in our health sector? Looking at all the problems that we mentioned the last time when we met, all the issues in there, are we thinking enough to come up with solutions to solve all these problems we see in there? And I'm sure based on a very simple discussion that we had last week, you all could attest to the fact that there are too many problems in the health sector. But are we thinking? Are we finding solutions? Well, in the morning, somebody said that because we don't have money to solve the problems. And I asked the person, what problem have you seen that you have looked for money that you haven't found the money? He couldn't tell me anything. Many times we hide behind excuses not to find solutions. But as I told you the last time, Mastercard Foundation now is helping a lot of health professionals to find innovative solutions to solve problems, and they are funded. And I told the last time that some people even got $10,000, $15,000 just about in January to start a health business. So there's money out there, but are we thinking enough? Are we really thinking deep to come up with solutions to solve our problems? And that's why we are here together in this class, to see how best we can share ideas to help solve some of these problems, okay? All right, so I see in the chat box as well, Portia says that at first you have to go to the bank. Okay, that's what we just said. Letitia says that at first we used to use sheet for our babies, but now we use diapers. Very good. We used to use what was it? Is it no towel? Something. How do you used to call that thing? Napkins. Napkins. I mean, Charlie, I was living with one of my cousins there, and she has this baby that the baby can poo poo brutal. And every time you see my cousin cleaning, oh my goodness. So one time the poo poo was so much to the point where she looked at the napkin and said, no, I'll throw it away. And she threw it away. And can you imagine how many times she has to throw away napkins because the poo poo was too much? Somebody said, I said, no. Can we make this thing better? Opportunity in there. Let's find a disposable diaper. Let a baby poo poo as much as you want to poo poo. Let's throw it away. Simple. And that's what we are trying to say here, my friends. And that's what we call opportunities. Okay? All right. I see a lot of the examples in there. Thank you all very much for all the examples you've given. Somebody talk about charcoal. Now we're used to gas. Toothpaste. We used to, I love that one, Dominic. Oh, yeah. Toothpaste. Remember one time I went to visit my grandmother. She had a cocoa farm around the Ayamfree area, the Dunkwa area. I went to one time when I was young, and then very early in the morning, before we all wake up, we were like 13 kids who go on holidays in the village, in the cocoa farm, because I loved it because I would eat mangoes, eat fruits, do all kinds of things in the village, which I couldn't do in the town. So by the time we wake up in the morning, she'll have 13 different, they use plantain something. They'll beat it and put charcoal on it. 13 of them. And then you wake up, you go and pick it and go and clean your teeth. So one time when she asked me to go and pick it, I said, Nana, me the toothpaste by you. Hey, the way the woman beat me up. Oh, she beat me big time. She beat me. Later I asked her why she beat me. She says that the Brodedria and the charcoal was better than the toothpaste I brought from the city. And in fact, if you use it well, it makes sense. And today, look at what's even happening. People have even started adding charcoal to our normal toothpaste. So what my grandmother used to do that time was very, very good, but we all threw it away, right? So these are the things we are talking about. Neat fufu now, replacing the way we prepare our food. What are we saying? What we are saying is that as people who want to go into the space of entrepreneurship, we must have that alertness on. There are opportunities everywhere. There are problems everywhere. And when it's a problem, it's an unfavorable circumstance that is frustrating people, that is causing pain to people, that people are looking for solution. Find a solution, turn that solution into a product, and sell to them for them to solve their problems. If it's a favorable set of circumstances, that's an opportunity, and that is calling for us to improve upon the existing gap that's within the space for us to now see what we can do around that. Okay. Now, let's quickly look at the difference between innovation, creativity, and an idea, an invention. And I want us to look at this again because this has been a serious bone of contention as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. We use the words interchangeably, but they mean differently. Okay, so one of you should quickly read for us the meanings that we can explain right now. So who wants to volunteer to read?
So I'm reading.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Creativity, innovation, invention, and an idea. 1. Idea. A raw thought regarding a specific healthcare gap or a potential solution to a community health problem. 2. Creativity. The mental ability to conceptualize unique ways to solve those health problems or to view existing medical challenges from a fresh perspective. 3. Invention. The creation of an entirely new tool, clinical process, or medical product that has never existed before, such as a new type of surgical instrument or a unique laboratory technique.
Thank you very much.
4. Innovation. The practical implementation and scaling of these ideas into the health system. It is the process of ensuring an invention actually reaches the patient or communities who need it most to improve their health outcomes. Thank you.
Great. I'm grateful. So there are clear differences between creativity, innovation, invention, and idea. The idea is raw thought. It just drops in your head. It just comes to mind. There's nothing around it. And all of us, as we are even going through the class today, as I'm speaking to you now, some of you are having raw thoughts in your head as to defining some ideas and things like that. So at this point, it's nothing. I mean, it's not that it's nothing, but it's something that hasn't come to life to help anybody. So you are still thinking. It's something that's going through your head. Either it's coming from an opportunity or it's coming from a problem that you have actually identified. So at this point, it's in your head. Now, the moment you start using your mental capacity to creatively look at that idea and see that and try to analyze it, try to see how you can use that to solve a problem, you have gone in the space of creativity. And creativity even becomes better when this person now actually takes a pen and a paper and sits down to even draft a proposal, draw, or make a sketch of the idea that the person has seen. The moment we get to that point, we have come to the point of creativity. So the clear difference between the idea and the creativity is that at the point of the idea generation, it is just something you're just thinking about. It's raw in your head. But you try to refine it a bit by getting to the space of creativity, by mentally conceptualizing that idea in a unique way to bring a solution to the problem. Even at the point of creativity, you have not done anything yet. You are only trying to conceptualize it. Now, the moment you take the conceptualized idea, which at this point I've gone to the creative stage, and conceptualize it to the point where you can create a product or a service to solve that, where people can actually use the product, you have actually got to the point of innovation. Okay, so the creativity point would get you to now clean up the idea from the point of ideation. And then the creativity helps you now conceptualize it. The innovation point would get you to now develop a product, implement that product, get people to use it to solve their problem or take advantage of the opportunity. Now, when that idea that you have been able to innovate, and innovation here is a product itself, or it's a service that people can actually pay for and use, or they're actually using it to solve a problem. The moment that idea becomes something that is very new, that nobody has ever used before, nobody has ever come up before, it becomes an invention. It becomes an invention. So idea is raw, creativity conceptualizes it, innovation brings it to life, and then invention makes it a novel that nobody has been able to create. Now, when that idea is an invention, it means that nobody has ever come up with it. And for you to be able to benefit from that new invention or that invention you have come up with, you must go to the second stage of patenting the idea. I'm sure some of you have heard about patency. Patent, P-A-T-E-N-T. Patency means that you have got the legal backing to register that idea, that's your invention, that nobody can use or produce that idea except you for a certain period of time. And many times people come up with innovations, they don't protect it, and before they realize somebody has picked that idea, and then it goes to everybody else, and the person don't benefit. But if you look at how much stress you have gone through to come up with that invention, you are supposed to benefit from it financially to the point where you have covered for all the costs and have got all the benefit from that. That's at that point only can somebody else produce the same thing. In the health sector, it happens a lot. There are prescription-only drugs. There are drugs that are people have invented that they are the people only who can produce it. Now, the moment they get expired from the number of years that you've been given the patency, it now becomes a generic drug. That means that now anybody else can produce the same drug and sell. But until then, the patent right would allow this person only to produce that product till they make all the profit they want to make. These are the clear differences between these words. Please, from this point onwards, we are not going to use those words interchangeably, meaning that they are thinking they are the same. They are not the same. They are different meaning at any point in time. Okay? All right. Any questions, please? Any questions? So that I can go on to give some examples here. Any questions? All right. Some say the broad tie and charcoal, if add salt plus the broady. I can't read this well. I swear, I can't read it well. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, let me give an example. Oh, before I give an example, the moment you want to come into the invention, in the innovation stage, I think we talked about this last week. That innovative idea that you have, that solution that you have, must qualify for all these, must make life better, must make life easier, faster, cheaper, and convenient. Once these are done, then it technically means that you have been able to bring a solution to society that is going to help people even much better. All right. In the health sector, there are different ways you can create ideas. And I'm borrowing this from the MasterCard Foundation Health Collaborative, where I told you last time that I facilitate some of the programs for them. So these are the areas where we think that based on your the sector you operate in as health professionals, you can have ideas from. You can go into training. You can go into customer service training. You can go into even nursing, some kind of training. You can go into teaching. You can do wellness. And the morning I was telling your friends about how if you go to the gym, for example, most of the gym instructors have no idea at all about the anatomy of the human body. So you go in there, if you're not very careful, they make you bulky, make you big, build muscles. But meanwhile, that's not what to do because they don't understand what they're actually doing. But how about if we health professionals are able to go into that space and create wellness plans and programs to help people live better and live well? Early detection comes with the diagnosis, that's the next one. Decision making is where you have data to back up to make decisions in the health sector. And that's where you go into real deep research to help organizations and policymakers make the right decisions based on the trends you have identified in your research. Treatment, and that's what we do already. Can we find a way to improve treatment? Can we find a way to make even things better? And when we come to writing a business plan, I will share with you one of your own colleagues that has gone into the treatment of people with very bad diabetic. People have gone into very bad diabetic wounds. So these are nurses who go to the homes of patients or clients who have very bad diabetic ulcers, and they go in there to help them to dress them up and to make them live better. Treatment. Can we find some innovative ways around that? End of life care, palliative care. Now, fortunately for us, the life expectancy is going higher. And as a result of that, as people live longer and their kids become too busy to take care of them, they might need people to take care of them at home. How about that? How about going to that specialty area? Okay, how about research? These are specific areas where all of us can start thinking about and be able to see what opportunities can we identify? What are the problems there that we can solve? What are the opportunities? What are the gaps that we can identify and build a solution around that and create a business out of that? These are examples of the things we can talk about now. Now, at this point, let me just pause and see if there are any questions or any comments. I can answer them. Or again, I would like anybody to give me an idea. What are some of the ideas that you can identify in these areas that I've just shown? Give me specific examples. Let's see some specific examples for these specific areas. Please raise your hand and give us some answers. Anyone? Research, training, wellness, keep wellness, keeping well, early detection, diagnosis, decision making, treatment, end of life care, and then research. These are specific areas, but there are many more. Can we share some ideas before we continue? What are some of the ideas that we can share from now? Any ideas? Any ideas? All right. So now let's go on forward then. These are 4 essential qualities of every opportunity. If you find an idea that you want to pursue as a business, if you find an opportunity that you want to transform and take advantage and build a business, these 4 qualities must be taken into consideration as part of your assessment processes. Okay, so one of you should just run us through quickly and I will explain them one by one. Who wants to volunteer to read, please?
What is an opportunity?
Okay.
4 essential qualities of an opportunity. 1. Attractive, timely, durable, anchored in a product, service, or business that creates or adds value for its buyers or end users.
Right.
Opportunity into brackets rather than just an idea.
Great. Thank you very much. So here we are looking at, if you found any idea, how do we ensure that it is something that is worth pursuing? How do you ensure that it's something that's worth investing your time, investing your energy? Because we said already that entrepreneurship is very risky. And because it's risky, as entrepreneurs and in this class, we must find any means possible to reduce the risk level so that we can be very successful in our venture. Okay. Now, the first one is attractiveness. And please write this. When it comes to attractiveness, there are 2 components to attractiveness. The first one is that, is the idea attractive to you personally, based on your personal values? And number 2, is the idea attractive to the community or society, based on societal norms and societal values? Attractiveness have 2 components. The first part is that idea attractive to you? It means that if you decide to go into that business, will that idea conform to your personal values? Is this something you'll be very proud to talk about? Is this something you'll be very proud to let people know that that's what you do? And then again, once you are okay with that personally, you take that into the society. Would society be happy for them to see me doing this kind of business? Would society accept this business as conforming to the societal norms and societal values? An example that I usually would use here is prostitution. We all know prostitution is a very lucrative business. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? People can go for prostitution one night and come back the following morning with a brand new car. Somebody can go one night and come back with 20,000 Ghana cedis. Somebody can go one night and come back with all kinds of things. It's very lucrative as far as the monetary and financial benefits are concerned. But why aren't these people now everywhere telling everybody that I'm a prostitute, come and sleep with me? Why? Of course, now we know what they call a hookup. Even with hookup, the percentage of people in our population in Ghana, for example, who openly get onto TV, radio, and say that I'm a lady, hook me up? How many people can do that? Maybe less than 1%. So it means that even though those businesses are attractive as far as they being an opportunity or whatever is concerned, it is not attractive. It's not attractive because it's not something that people can easily boast about and say that's what we do. Because number 1, personally, it might not be conforming to your values. And number 2, society might frown over it. And as a result, you can't just openly advertise it. That's about attractiveness. So whatever idea that you have, you subject that idea into these 2. I actually have a pharmacist friend, and he's a Catholic, very, very staunch Catholic. And this guy doesn't sell condom in his shop. He doesn't sell anything contraceptive in his shop at all. No, he doesn't. Because he says to me that the Catholic doctrines say that condom usage is not allowed and contraceptives are not allowed. You can only use the natural method of contraception. And that's what he believes in. So for him, even though he can make a lot of money by selling condoms, he is not selling because, number 1, condom sales is not attractive to him as a person based on his personal values as a Catholic. And again, he thinks that because Catholicism doesn't accept it, it doesn't conform to societal values, so he will not accept it. He's never sold a single contraceptive in his shop. That's the power of attractiveness. Well, you can have your own opinion about this, but these are very, very individualistic. Very, very, very individualistic. Let us go to timeliness. Timeliness means that the idea that you have should come at a point when people really need it to use to solve their problems. It should be timely. People should be ready to pay for it. People should be willing to use it now, not that the opportunity has left. And if you look at, for example, if you go to China and bring a 40-liter container of nose masks, yes, it's business you can bring. But is it timely today as compared to the time that we had COVID? No. At the time we had COVID, it was very, very timely because we needed nose masks to survive. So if you brought a 40-liter container nose mask at the time, you make money because the timing was right. But today, it is not. Even though you may get a hospital to buy, but how long would it take for you to sell a 40-liter container of nose masks? A lot of time. So the idea that you have, is the market ready for it? Then we move on to the third one, durability. Is the idea durable? It means that the idea that you have, can it sustain itself for a long time to the point where you can start breaking even and making a lot of money out of that? Because we all know that it takes a long time for you to start a business. The investment part of it, the stress out of it, the frustrations and all those. Why would you start such a business and let the business die in less than 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years? Your business should be a going concern. And a going concern means that it should be something that can live long enough into the future to sustain itself and make money for the business. That's durability. And the final one is that idea must be anchored in a product or service, which means that the idea that you have now, the opportunity you have now, can it be transformed into a physical, tangible product that people can actually buy and use? Or can people use it as a service that you can pay for and use? Because the moment you start thinking about in terms of creativity and even the innovation, it gets to a point where people want to actually buy it and use it. Can that product be transformed into that? If you are able to qualify whatever idea that you have, the opportunity into these 4 essential qualities and check all of them, it means that you are ready to move on to the next step. In that case, you have an opportunity that is worth pursuing. Any questions, please? Any questions? All right. So can anybody give me an example of an idea that qualifies for all these 4? An idea, a product that we're actually using now, something that we are currently using that qualifies for being attractive, timely, durable, and anchored in the product service. Somebody should give an example. Or if you have any questions also, please ask me. Let me help you to clarify. Who can give me an example, please? All right, sanitary pad business. Yes, it's very attractive for the women. And now people can talk about it. I'm going to give an example about the origin of sanitary pads. I'm going to tell a story very soon. It's very timely because every month some lady somewhere would need it. Very durable because so long as we have males who are in their menstrual period and are not, they're not in the menopause stage, they will definitely buy it. And of course, it's a product. You can touch it, you can hold it. Thank you very much. Diapers, very good. Washing machines, very good. Online education, blenders, very good. Funeral homes, excellent. Okay, these are products that we can say that qualifies for all these 4 essential qualities that defines what an opportunity is all about. All right, I saw a hand up. Who was that? If you want to speak, can you go ahead? Toyota Voxy. Hey, babe, have you bought one already? I'm sure that's why you're writing like Kingsley. All right, Prince says mobile data. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. I saw a hand up. The person dropped it.
Yes, it was me. I wanted to talk about this Starlink business, the Wi-Fi thing that people are creating for remote areas where there's no network.
Okay, tell us about it, please.
Yeah, they just go, if there is a place or a village remote and they don't have a data connection, you can go and mount this thing, and the people that use it are subjected to timely charges. So anyone who comes to your area to browse or do whatever on the network, you are subjected to some amount.
Okay, so you're talking about Starlink, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a business one of my friends is into right now. The guy has almost 17 communities where he has gone to install Starlink, and people pay. I think they pay. Yeah, he has monthly package and daily package.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy is making stupid money, man.
It's really paying. It's paying.
Yeah, it's making stupid money. And even what he was telling me the last time was there was a village that he went to do this, and many of the people didn't have even smartphones. So the moment people started using smartphones and started getting internet connection, they started buying smartphones. And so he's now going to the village and selling smartphones to the people on high purchase level. He gives the phone to you and you pay over 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. And he was telling me how somebody brought him a cow for a phone. I said, wow, a whole cattle for a smartphone. Jack, let's set up. Oh, let's set up. There's so much we can do. So much we can do. So much. Someone has bought a cow because the person wants a phone. Because the guy says that he cannot carry the cattle to the market to come and sell before he brings. So if the guy wants the cattle, give me a phone, take a cattle. I don't know how much a cattle is though, and I don't know how much a phone was, but that's what he's doing. My dear friends, there's so much we can do. But are you ready to think? Are you ready to take advantage of the opportunities that are available? And I've told you, if you don't make money, three things will happen to you. And if you remember the three things that would happen to you if you don't make enough money and you still continue to work as a health professional and taking that small money you are taking right now, what are the three consequences that would happen to you? Please type in the chat box for me before I continue. What are the three core consequences that would happen to you if you don't create enough wealth for yourself by understanding the power of entrepreneurship? What are the three things that would happen to you as a human being? Type it in the chat box for me, please. They take you girls. I don't understand it. Please type it for me. I want to see if you really got that part. Because for me, that was something that really struck my mind and has got me thinking every single day. I'm not going to steal to make money. I'm not going to lie to make money. I'm not going to compromise to make money. I want to make money with high level of integrity. And that's why we are doing all these things. We didn't talk about prostitution. I don't know what prostitution meant here. Going on retirement with no home. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the three critical things that if you don't start creating wealth, what happens to you? Yes, Deborah have said it. You will steal, you compromise, and you lie to live. And some of you in the hospitals, I know that's what you're doing. You are selling things you're not supposed to sell illegally. You are stealing things that you're not supposed to steal because you want to make money. You are compromising on your values. You are begging. I mean, you see some elderly person who seems to be wealthy a bit. The person comes to the hospital, is admitted, and you find all kinds of means to do deals. You know, and if you want to do that, that's fine. But honestly, it doesn't add value to your life. But how about if you have enough to take care of yourself, to live in a nicer community, to drive the nice cars, to take your kids to the good schools? And that's what entrepreneurship can do for us as individuals. Now, quickly, let me tell you a story about the sanitary pad. How did we get to talk about sanitary pad? So don't forget, we are talking about how to identify business opportunities. How to identify business opportunities. And one of the things that I want to talk about is that observing trends in society, solving problems, and finding gaps in the marketplace. All these ones will help us to identify business opportunities. But let's see how solving problems have given somebody an opportunity. For example, the sanitary pad. Does anybody have an idea how sanitary pads were created? Can somebody share with me, please? How did we come about sanitary pads? I'll be very glad if anybody can tell me. Medical Kalabuli. Somebody has given me the name. That's what you do there, right, Sammy? One day. All right. So now this how sanitary pad came. There are many stories around it. There are many stories. And I'm sure that when Adam and Eve were created, the first time Eve was created, she started menstruating. So it's not today that we started menstruating. It started way back because as part of God's biological makeup for us human beings, we must procreate, we must create, we must continue to create. And from that time up to today, women have been menstruating. And can you imagine what Eve was using those times in the Garden of Eden? True to the times of Noah and all those people up to today. Good. So the story that I've heard several of them. So one of them that I heard, yes, Eve menstruated. She's a woman, right? Once she's a woman, she was supposed to. And I'm sure she did. Anyway, so this Russian lady was a public speaker. She was going to speak one day in public, a very big conference. She had a time to go and speak in public, but as she was going on stage to go and speak, quickly somebody alerted her that she saw herself, she cannot go on stage. Truly, it was the case. So she could not do the things that she wanted to do. So she lost the opportunity to speak to make money. When she went home, it became a big problem for the family. Big problem. So the question then was, how can we find a solution to this problem? And again, if you have challenges with you yourself, that could be a way to start thinking about the business. So the family started thinking about how can they find solution to this. So the first thing they did was that when the month was due for her to menstruate, they took some material, added it up to her panty to see if she was going to be okay. They did, but they still soiled herself and it didn't work. Then the next month, they used a plastic rubber to line up the panty with the material that they used so that it won't leak, the flow won't leak to soil herself. That worked a bit, but unfortunately, because the rubber was slippery, it slipped up and then the material shifted and again she was soiled up. Still, they did not have a solution to it. What did they have to do? The next level was for them to now look for a carpenter who would give them the carpenter's glue, the white carpenter glue. They got some of the carpenter's glue and they used it to attach the material to the plastic rubber and align it in a panty when she was menstruating. It worked. It worked perfectly for her. And when the reason why it worked was that the rubber was able to separate the panty from the material so that it doesn't soil the lady's panty and get her soiled up. So it worked perfectly right. But unfortunately, before the next month of her menstrual cycle came, she was infected. She got seriously infected. And why do you think she got infected? Please give me some answers. Or you can please mute your microphone and raise your hand and give me the answer. Why do you think this lady got infected? Why do you think she got infected? I need an answer. I want somebody to explain to me. Kindly raise your hand and give me an answer. Not sterilized, correct? The material wasn't sterilized. That's very possible. Yes, Eunice, can you please go ahead?
Sir, because of the chemicals in the glue.
Very good. Very good. Yes, Sami, go ahead.
As well, the heat that will be produced over there will give room for microorganisms to grow.
Very good. So now there's a plastic rubber that is used at that part of the body. Number two, that chemical that was used was not meant for human contact. It was meant for wood. So why would you use a wood chemical for a human being? Definitely you have issues. So I'm just trying to tell this story for you to understand the process people have gone through to give us the product we are using today that we take for granted. That's how bad somebody suffered some years ago, many, many, many years ago. So now the lady has got solution, but unfortunately it's given an infection. What did they do? They went to a biochemist in Russia, and this person created for them a different kind of glue that was human friendly, that was skin friendly. They used it at the time when she was menstruating. They used the same plastic rubber. Fortunately for her, there was no leakage, there was no infection, and they have to now iterate it, improve upon that. And today, women are using sanitary pad where they don't even know where it came from. This is the power of people who have that tenacity to solve problems in society. This is the power of entrepreneurship. This is the power of how we can creatively come up with solutions to solve the problems in the world. We are in the health sector. There are too many problems. Will you doubt on your creativity thinking? Can you start thinking? Can you start finding solutions to the problems you see around you instead of complaining all the time? Can you turn on your entrepreneurial mindset in your facility? Can you turn on your entrepreneurial mindset in your community? Can you turn on your entrepreneurial mindset wherever you find yourself to identify problems and solve them with a product or service and make money, or identify opportunities and take advantage of that and build a business and make money out of that? I'm not a health professional, but I thank God I've found my space. What did I do? And I think I told you last time when we met, I failed big time in my business, big time. I was running a business, I failed. I was selling cosmetics, Dark and Lovely hair products in Brongafo. I was a key distributor for Dark and Lovely hair products in the whole of Brongafo. I had 2 vans, I had a store, I had a warehouse, I was selling. But my dear friends, because of poor business management, I failed big time. Big time. Big time to the point where the suppliers who were giving the product to sell, I couldn't pay back. So they took me to court. I have to go to court to now answer why I could not pay and tell the court that I was going to pay the money. And the money was huge. Way back in 2010, 2009, and 2010, 350,000 was a lot of money. And there was no way I could pay. The only option I had was to sell my house. And why would you sell your house? And where are your family going to? Where are they going to stay? And the irony of this whole situation was that at the point when I failed in business and I was taken to court, I was teaching at Garden City, teaching marketing on entrepreneurship, teaching business management. So now I'm teaching somebody to run a business, but me, I have failed. That was ridiculous. That got me thinking. In fact, there were times when I was going to teach in class, I was very embarrassed and I didn't feel comfortable. What did I do? I said, no, this shouldn't happen. It was around the same time when I also had a lot of businesses that failed. People even committing suicide because they lost their business. Couples were divorcing because one person started a business, borrowed money, didn't work out. People are divorcing. I heard a lot of stories. People are committing suicide. I said, no, then let me find a solution to this. I gradually learning. There was no single seminar or single workshop about business that I wouldn't go. Anywhere in this country, anywhere, both online and offline. There were times, I remember there was a time that as soon as they paid me, at the time they were paying us, 2,400 Ghana cedis or so at Garden City. There was a seminar in Accra, but it was organized by Vodafone. It was Small Business, Entrepreneurship and Small Business Mastery Class. It was 1,900. I used all my salary to attend that course. That day was a breakthrough for me. So based on the reading and the conferences and the seminars and even talking to very successful entrepreneurs, I found out that, yeah, there's a way to run a business. There's a way to run a small business. I eventually came out with a consultancy firm that I told you last week, Hypac Services. And my dear friends, I told you last week, having come up with modules to train entrepreneurs, having find models to help entrepreneurs and business owners to build very successful businesses, I'm also being rewarded. And I told you sometimes that, you can go and do one training one day, and how much I get paid in a day is sometimes times 2, times 3, how much I get paid for working for 30 days. That is the power of entrepreneurship, my friends. And sometimes the kind of company that I've worked with, I just thank God for it, because there's no way I could have had a chance to do those things with the companies if I didn't have this opportunity. All that I'm saying with you, my dear friends, is that there are too many problems out there that every one of us in this class must take advantage of and build a solution. Build a solution. Build a solution. And by building that solution, you can create a business out of that solution and eventually create wealth for yourself. And when you create a wealth for yourself, what happens to you? Number one, you can live a very comfortable life. You're not going to lie. You're not going to compromise. You're not going to steal. You have enough to take care of. Number two, once you have enough wealth, what can you do? You can help the people that are around you. You can find a widow in your community who can take care of her kids in school, pay their school fees. After all, how much is it? How much is it? Find a widow, pay their school fees. Find somebody who's around you. Recently in my neighborhood, I saw this guy. Every time I'm going home, I see the guy sitting by one of our junctions. So I think just last month we are in February. No, last week, the last week of January, I saw the guy sitting by the junction where I turn off to go to my house, and I asked him what he does. He's called Kweku. I said, Kweku, what do you do? So, boss, it's if you and I'm oh, are they fine boys around your yeah, but if you mean before I got home, the guy was following me. So I came out of my house, had a conversation with him. This guy is so passionate to go and learn mechanic, to be a fittani, to go and learn how to be a mechanic. And he told me his story. The mother lives at Goso. The father is passed. There are 7 kids in the family. But he has been able to try to migrate to Kumasi to come and find something to do. And for 2 years, he has not been able to find anybody to sponsor him to go and be a mechanic. And how much at all do you need to help somebody go and start a mechanic business? Then I asked him that if indeed really wanted to do what he wanted to do. And he was telling me stories of how when he doesn't even know a lot about mechanics, how he can even fix people's cars for him. I said, okay, well, that's cool. So one time I woke up, I think about a week or so later, I woke up one time, one of my tie, I had a flat tire. So I called him, he came, and I could see how enthused this guy was about taking off my tie and replacing with a spare tire. Then I asked him that I wanted to speak to the mother. I called the mother one time, and honestly, there was no way the mother can help this guy to do whatever I want to do. So I asked him what he wanted to do it. We checked everything up. I went to see the man, and my friends, how much did it help? How much did it cost me to put this guy into learning to become a mechanic? Peanut. Peanut. So imagine I didn't help this Kwaku boy. And this Kwaku boy got to a point where he becomes an armed robber, or somebody finds him, and then the person now introduces him to something else to become an armed robber. And one day, whilst I'm going home, he follows me up with a gun. What would I have done? Oh, my dear friends, there's a lot we can do if we create the wealth. I'm not there yet, but I thank God for the list that I'm doing. I thank God. So please, my passion for teaching this is not just for the academics. Yes, the academics, I've told you, no issues. Just come to class, make sure your attendance is right, make sure you submit all your assignments, make sure you do the right things as far as your academics is concerned. That one, no issues. But my real passion is that how can we solve the many problems around us so that we can create some wealth and help other people? And one of these days, I'm going to get one of our ladies to come and speak to you. It's called Hamdia. Hamdia has created a solution for young girls in the North. Now, she's no more in the North. Maybe I'll quickly show you what Hamdia is doing. Hamdia did her national service in the North. Okay. Quick, let me just show you. It's called EcoPad images. So Hamdia, I'm just trying to let you know some of the problems out there that we have to find solutions to. So Hamdia went to do her national service in the North. And she said that at the time when she was in the North, in her class, some of the ladies would not come to class because they could not, at the time when they are menstruating, they could not even buy panty, take care of themselves. Let me wait on 1 second, Hamdia. Yeah, you see her. So now Hamdia tells me that at the time when she was doing a national service in the North, I mean, the very brilliant girls in the class would not come to school at some time during the month when they are in their menstrual period. So what she would do was that she would use her national service money to buy pad for these girls. So now she was even telling me that she will buy pad and divide it among the girls. So in the morning, they will come and take the pad, or in the evening, they will come and take the pad and go and dress themselves. And as she gets money to buy more, she'll just give it to them like that. That was frustrating, my friends. So she said that, then an idea dropped in. How can I solve this problem without me getting these ladies? I can't use my national service to be doing all this for the people. So is there any other option? So Hamdia started doing disposable sanitary pads. Disposable sanitary pads. And that's Hamdia on the screen. If you can, this is a lady. She's looking so beautiful. I'll show you some of the product that she has. So Hamdia started producing sanitary pad, the reusable sanitary pads. And every year I invited her to come and share her story with us in class. And she was going to come. It's called EcoPad, Eco-Period Pads, a sustainable and viable solution for Mohammed's sanitary pad distribution policy. Now, Mohammed has even bought into it. So can you imagine how much this lady is going to make as far as her business is concerned? She has innovatively come up with sanitary pads that are reusable for the ladies to buy. Okay? I'm just trying to show you the pad. So every semester, I invite her to come and speak to us so that she can share her ideas. So this is one of the videos that she somebody buying the sanitary pad. You know, so there's so much we can do. And Hamia actually did communication studies at KNUST. She has no idea about how to create sanitary pads. She did communication studies at KNUST. And today, she is in the production of reusable sanitary pads. And my dear friends, it's not bad. I mean, when you see Hamdia, you can feel money. And the interesting bit of it, even again now, is that she's traveling the whole world looking for money to finance her business. And she's making a lot of money out of this. The question I'm asking all of you is this: can you find the problems around you and find a solution around it and make money out of that? Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? If you have found value in today's class, please, again, as usual, I'll tell you, type value, type value, type value, type value, type value in the chat box. Type value in the chat box. If you have found value in this class, please type value, type value, type value, type value. Okay. Let me quickly take you to another important thing. Sometimes also you can find opportunities from your personal characteristics as an entrepreneur. Okay. Characteristics that tend to make some people better at recognizing opportunities than others. Number one is your prior industry experience. Number two is your cognitive factors. Number three, social networks and your creativity. I'll just touch on the first one. That's more important for us now. So that is based, the first one, the prior industry experience, is based on how your personal experience can expose you to finding business ideas. In my case, for example, my personal experience has been failing in business and finding solutions to how to survive businesses. Hamidia's case was an experience where she found young ladies in class who were not coming to class because of their menstrual period, and she has found solution to that. Based on her experience, she has found a solution to a problem. You can be an accountant. An accountant, based on experience as an accountant, can set up an accounting consultancy firm. Sometimes the industry you work in can also do the same thing. So now I teach in the university and I train as a consultant and I lead facilitation programs. So that's what I'm trying to let you understand. Your experience could always, all the time, expose you to ideas. I know midwives who have started a maternity home. I know pharmacists who have pharmacy shops. I know medical doctors who have their own personal private clinic. I know lawyers who have set up their own private firms. I know lecturers like me who have their own consultancy firm. Can you tap into your industry and look out for opportunities in there and build a business around that? Can you? That's our story for today. Any questions, please? Any questions? If you are really determined and if you are really, really serious to take this idea to the next level and you are understanding the direction we are going with this, please type in the chat box determined. Please type the word determined in the chat box. Please type it for me. You are typing as a conviction that you have that it is possible to find an idea and build a business. Please type determined in the chat box. Type determined in the chat box. All right. Any questions, please? Any comments, any clarification that you want to have? Now, for us to continue this conversation, all right, so I see a hand. Inshira, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Doc. I just want to find out, can everyone or all of us become an entrepreneur?
Not possible.
Thank you.
Yeah, the answer is very simple, straightforward. It's not possible. There are people who are not really cut for it. Well, I wasn't born in an entrepreneurship space. Well, I did because my father eventually became a quantity surveyor. He has his consulting firm called, he has a quantity surveying firm that he was running. But I didn't come from a very technical entrepreneurship family. Okay, but here I am now in that space. But what I've come to realize is that the more people are exposed to the idea of entrepreneurship, they eventually tilt towards becoming entrepreneurs. That's what I've seen so far. There are nurses in my class now, the regular students in my class right now, who have, since this semester, when we started, one of them is seriously going to some business that I will tell you maybe in about a week or two time. Serious business, serious. And this idea is so innovative, so innovative. In less than 2 months. I mean, these are 10 in school, right? Yeah, in less than 2 months. First lecture, second lecture, the lady came to me after the first lecture said, "This is what I want to do, please help." Oh, my dear friends, when I tell this idea, it will blow your mind. Even at this point, she started making like 2,000 or so from this idea that she has. Okay. So there are people, when they are exposed to that idea, they become entrepreneurs. And there are some of them, it doesn't matter how much you tell them about entrepreneurship, there's no way they will ever go there. They are interested in become just employees. They will just do that forever their life and just go away. So it's not everybody who can become entrepreneurs. And that is why if you cannot become an entrepreneur, become an intrapreneur, even when you are working for somebody else. So that's the answer to your question, please. All right, any questions, please? Any questions before we bring our class to an end? All right, so one of those Thursdays, we had a discussion with one of my friends called Coach Adeleke Adesino from Nigeria. He's called Adeleke, Dr. Adeleke Adesino. He's also a consultant in Nigeria. He had a conversation with us about how to start a business, how to find business ideas. I am going to share the link of that recording with you. And then please, I beg you, kindly go and look for that video and watch it. And I'm going to put that video in the chat box very soon. And if you come to my YouTube page, I have a lot of videos there from the course that we're actually doing. So I'll ask that if you can, kindly go there and then watch some of them. It will help you. These are also the videos that I've put in there, a lot of them. Just go and watch and see how we can also benefit. It's an extension of this discussion. And almost every topic we are talking about this semester, there's a video that I've invited somebody else to talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to share 2 videos with you. I'm going to share this one with how to structure your business to work without you. And I also share with you also Vision to Venture. This one, Vision to Venture, this very video. Come to our usual... So Vision to Venture was another one that this lady works at TV3 in Accra. And then her love for food, her love for Ghanaian food has transformed that idea into a business. I'll share this video with you as well. Please take your time and watch it. I beg you. Please watch it because I want to expose you to as much knowledge as possible to understand how possible it is for you to start a business. And if you watch the videos that I sent to you that you like it, please kindly like it and subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, share the video with other people because as much as possible, we want to help as people as possible. Okay, so I'll share those videos with you. Take your time and watch it. And I'll give specific instructions to all of you. And you must send me a direct message based on what the instruction I'm giving you. I want you to go and watch it and learn because we can't do all in class. So whilst you are driving, whilst you are cooking, whilst you are doing something else at home, wherever it is, please turn it on and watch it. You never know what ideas you can come up with from some of these things and be able to build a business around that. Okay. So on that note, I want to say thank you once again to all of you for making time to come to class today. I'm sure you have learned a lot. Please go ahead and learn more and let's all become successful entrepreneurs. All right. Okay, so someone says, please say, I want the link to how to make your business work without you. Okay, I'm going to share the link with all of you. All right, let me even do it now. Let me copy this one and put it in the chat box right now for you. So I'm sharing the one that you see on the screen right now in the chat box. I also share it on your page also. Okay, so how do I even do this? All right, so let me share it on the main class page. I think I'm not able to share it from here. Let me share it on the main class page. Go and watch it and let's see. But again, if you need me to help you in any issue about entrepreneurship, please don't hesitate to call me. I'll be very glad to help you at any point in time. But again, let us meet next week, Thursday, to continue with our Build to Last discussions. Next week, I'm going to have a very, very interesting discussion on that program. And again, we'll meet again on Saturday for us to continue. Thank you and have a good morning. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That's not the big guy.
I mean, Jai, would I say?
We come to yeah. Oh dear, we have business idea. You better 1 billion a day.
We no be any problem. Come to usual Thursday evening. All right. I'm not able to stop this. Programs called Build to Last.